Hi there and welcome to the Bradbury Young channel and welcome to my Friday Sews. Well, first of all, I'd just like to say thank you to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for creating the hashtag Friday Sews, which is something that was created so we can all come together at the end of a week and let everybody know what we've been doing and also have maybe a bit of a chat and discussion about things. So what have I been doing? Well, I've not been doing any sewing, well, not a lot of sewing really this week, not got that much done. But what I have done is I've done a little bit of thrifting and I've got some patterns that I want to go over. And I think what I'm going to do is have a go over the patterns, and as I do, I'll have a little chat as well. So let's do that. So what I'm going to do is go through some patterns that I've recently thrifted, which I did get this week. So I thought I'd show you these patterns and talk about them. And I think at the same time, while I'm going over these patterns, we'll have a little chat. Don't worry, I'll do all the talking, but yeah, we'll have a chat about some things. I think what I wanted to talk about really was, well, I suppose my YouTube channel really, and how it's been going and what my thoughts are about it. So, but anyway, let's start off with the first pattern, which is the Simplicity 9742, which is that one. Now this looks like a really nice pattern, and this is a thrifted pattern. It cost me the princely sum of £1, which was a really great find, I thought. Now it is basically, it's a button-up dress. It's a bit like a shirt dress with the sleeve section on it, but there's some nice detailing on the top where it gathers in on the top to form the shoulders. That looks like the whole of the yoke section and the sleeve is all together as one, or you can have straps, or you can have it as a halter neck. So that, yeah, that looks like a really nice pattern. It's comes in two size sets, which it's, well, on here it says it's 4 to 20, but it goes from 4 to 12 and then from 12 to 20 in the two sets. And when I got this, I didn't know what set it was because obviously I didn't look in here. It is still factory folded. So yeah, that's the first one, Simplicity 9742, which I think looks really good. Yeah, so that's pattern number one. A quite nice pattern really. I'm quite glad to find it, you know. So what do I say about my channel? Well, I suppose it's a case of, why did I start my channel? What prompted me to want to have to do this channel? Well, I mean, I was doing some sewing beforehand and I was thinking, what can I do to motivate myself? And I'd already started watching some of the YouTube videos and the other sewists and makers, and I was thinking, well, perhaps I could do that. Perhaps that's something I could do as something that will help to keep me motivated in what I'm doing. And I can also show people what I'm doing and actually, you know, just sort of my journey, how I'm getting on. And suppose over time, I would be getting better at what I'm doing. So I think that was the initial idea, to basically just to sort of keep myself motivated as to what I'm doing, because, you know, don't have anybody else to sew with, so I'm just doing it on my own. So being able to be motivated was something that I was quite interested in doing, and feeling like I was actually able to show that to other people and show what I'm making and what I'm interested in, you know, clothes wise, and what patterns actually draw me to them. So, you know, and this sort of pattern I really like. I do like a shirt dress type thing, so that was one that I've got. So yeah, there we go. That's pattern number one, and that's I suppose my initial draw to start to do a YouTube channel. So the next pattern that again I thrifted is the McCall's 8259, which is a nice little skirt pattern, which is that one. So it gives here that you've got basically 4 skirt patterns. One of them, the model's wearing's got a sort of angled or slightly ruffled edge, because they've taken it on a curvature, which it gives that, whereas the others are just, basically it's a wrap skirt by the looks of it. Yeah, it is a basic wrap skirt, so that's really nice. 4 different lengths and slight variations on that wrap skirt. It really does look like a very nice little just basic wrap skirt. Now again, this one comes in 2 size sets, which is extra small, small and medium, and then large, extra large and extra, extra large. And again, I didn't know what the set was until I got it out and got it home and had a look at it. Still factory folded, which is great. And it looks like it can be made in sort of lightweight materials, so it's going to have drape to it and that, which is brilliant. So yeah, really looking forward to having a look at that one a bit more. It's a very nice, simple wrap skirt. I say I'm not quite sure what the sizing was with that one. Now regarding my channel again, I suppose it was, what was I expecting when I started it? And I wasn't really sure. I wasn't really sure how it was going to go. So I had to, you know, sort of just dive in, I suppose, start putting videos up and having a look and see how it's going. I hadn't really done too much in the way of videoing and stuff beforehand, so I wasn't really sure how I was going to do it and how I was going to present it. So what I was expecting, I just didn't know. I really did hope that I would do quite well initially, but it didn't really go that well to start with. It took a long time to pick up, I suppose. It just didn't seem like anybody was interested. I have to admit, for the first year, I did think, you know, is this right for me? Because nobody subscribed for a long time. There was nobody subscribing onto the channel. I don't know, probably the first 9 months, I expect, had nobody on the channel. Then all of a sudden it sort of picked up a little bit and started going. So yeah, it was, I don't know what I was expecting really, other than I just wanted to get videos out and just show my sewing journey really, and just sort of take it from there. And I think the channel has evolved since then because of what other people are doing on YouTube, as far as the other sewists and people like that are doing, and also what I'm doing, how I feel about what I want to be making. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's going quite how I want, but I think that's just the nature of it. You know, things change as you go along, so never really quite a straight story, is it, when you start doing something like a YouTube channel? You know, you've got one idea of what it's going to be, and it doesn't always come out that way. So there you go. Yeah. I'm not really sure what to expect for the future neither, of how it's going. At the moment it seems to be going all right, and I'm quite happy to keep it going as it is. Maybe I ought to do some more makes, because I haven't done so many make videos. And my make videos now, they're not tutorials, they're just me making stuff, and how I think about how I make it and what I do to make the different patterns that I like, that I want to make. So that's really what the make ones are about. But then of course there's these Friday sews, which is all about what I've been doing or haven't, and about other things as well, you know, which is why we come here for this chat. So there you go. But anyway, McCall's 8259 wrap skirt. Yeah, I do like the look of that. It's a really nice simple skirt, and again that only cost me £1 from the thrift shop. Now the next pattern is a Simplicity, and it's the 9101, and it is that, which is basically pretty much a straight up and down dress. I mean, you pull it over the top, there's no buttons or fastenings like that, and then it's just got this big wide tie band thing at the front or at the back, however you want it. I think there might be some elastication, can't really tell, in that, and on the waistband, which will be great, helps to keep it together. And then you just got that big tie. Now it's shown, the model's got some striped material on, I'm not sure what it says. It says it's for chalet, chambray, cotton blends, gingham, linen blends, you know, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, you can make it out of whatever you want really, I suppose. It's going to be quite a loose affair by the looks of it, quite a lot of ease in there. It does look like it'd be something that's really comfortable, especially almost like lounging around the house in, I suppose. Put that on and just, you know, lounge around if you want to have a sort of slouchy day, I suppose. But yeah, it's quite a simple, basic, almost like a caftan or a very long tunic top of some sort, tunic dress. You know, it's very, very simple, and it does say love sewing. It's a simple thing. It comes in sizes extra small to extra large, and it's one pattern, and it's not been opened. It's still factory folded, which is brilliant. You know, so it's a very simple dress, I would say. So yeah, that should be darned easy to make, that one. So I'm not sure about that one, you know, with making it as to how much material. Yeah, let's have a look. About 3 meters of material to make that, because it's going to be quite loose and slouchy. So yeah, I think in a different material, somewhat with a nicer pattern on it rather than what it shows in the model wearing, that it will actually come out really nice, that. So that is the Simplicity 9101 pattern. Now I was sort of thinking with my YouTube channel, what else would I like to do with that? What else could I do with it? I mean, as far as like the channel is as at the moment, I'm just sort of doing my Friday sews and doing some make stuff. I would like to do a collaboration, really. I mean, it's one of the things I've seen quite a few of the YouTubers do and the sewists do. They sort of collaborate and, you know, take a pattern, sort of choose a pattern and, you know, both make the same item and see how it comes out. Or I choose a pattern for someone else and then they choose a pattern for me, and go and get it and make it and see what we can do with it. I mean, so yes, I know quite a lot of them do collaborations. Of course, my channel isn't anywhere near as big as some of the other ones, and even though they're not what you'd call large channels, they've certainly got a lot more subscribers than me. So it's been able to make that connection with people and being able to do you know, collaborations. I suppose the other thing is actually meeting people. I know that some of the channels do meetups, and there's like sewing or social meets that they do, but it's whether or not something's near to me that I can go and do that if someone was to arrange that. I mean, I suppose I could try and arrange that some sort of thing myself, but then if I don't know that there's enough people around where I live that are able to come and do that sort of thing, then obviously I don't know how well or how successful that would be. So, but I mean, yeah, meetups and collaborations are something that I have thought about, and that way maybe it might have the chance to be able to, if I had a meetup, be able to do a collaboration with some pattern, or just be able to talk about patterns and different things and what they're doing with their channels, and be able to sort of, you know, come up with some other ideas what I can do with the with my channel. But yeah, anyway, Simplicity 9101, great sort of just very slouchy sort of dress, really. So the next pattern that I got, which I also thrifted from a different thrift shop, is a McCall's. It's called Fashion Accessories, and it's the 7277. Now this is quite an old one. This has been around for a while, and it is that one. And it is definitely a bit different. This is accessories, as it says. And it seems to be like hats and scarves and sort of wrap round things. So there's a lot of that sort of thing. Now, this one actually is, well, I'd say it's probably come from the States, because the pricing on it says $8.95 or $12.95 Canadian. So it's not part of the English sort of or British sort of patterns that you normally get. So I'm not sure where it's come from exactly, but it does look really great. I mean, you've got pictures on the back as well. So, I mean, the artwork, the way it's been presented is just utterly different to anything else I've seen. I mean, it's just fantastic, isn't it? The way that they've got the models wearing these different things with vibrant and colours and patterns and that whatnot. You know, it's just very different to anything else that I've actually seen. This is just a really different presentation of it. Now this one's from 1994, so yeah, it's definitely an older pattern, a pattern set, like I say, for lots of different accessories, and it's not been opened. I've had a look, and it's completely factory folded, so that's brilliant. I think that's a really not just the fact of what it is, you know, these accessories that you can make, but the way that it's been presented in the folder. You know, the envelope is completely different, and the way the models of presenting the stuff and the items, it's just so brilliant. Just, you know, just an amazing pattern just to have in itself, even if I wasn't to make anything from it. But yeah, that's really brilliant. I really like that. So there you go. That's the McCall's 7277 fashion accessories pattern. So back to my channel. Going on from sort of things like meeting people and meetup and stuff like that, I've always sort of been a bit, I suppose, wary of doing that, but also it's a case of, you know, we're a big community, as it were. We're very spread out around the world, not just the country that I live in. You know, there are lots of people that are, you know, somewhere else, you know, even just in the UK. I mean, just because I might have a chat with someone or something like that doesn't mean that we live next door to each other. We probably live very many miles away, and actually having a meet-up or going to the socials isn't really as straightforward as it seems, because it can be quite a long way from each other. But, you know, making that connection and actually getting to know people would be really nice to actually, you know, start to be chatting on a more, I suppose, more personal level. And I suppose the thing is, have I actually made any connections and friendships? Well, I have made one friendship. I've made one connection. I made a friend through the sewing and through the YouTube channel, and that's my friend, the lovely Anna from the channel Pattern Pouch Nest. I'll put a link into her channel down below. But yeah, I made that connection. So, you know, it's not impossible to meet and, you know, get to know people. So it can happen even if we are large distances away from each other. It just obviously takes a bit more planning, I suppose, to do that sort of thing. But I mean, even just doing the connection, and I've seen people who don't live anywhere near each other, they still manage to do things like the collaborations and make that work. So yeah, I think the sewing community can bring us together, because as it's been said before, that it can be quite isolating at times, because normally it's not that much of an opportunity to meet people directly where you live that might also be into sewing. It doesn't happen that much, even though there could be people around. We just don't seem to, it's finding those connections. So yeah, so actually through YouTube and through the other things that I would like to do, then hopefully there'll be more chances of meeting people and getting to know people and forming those connections and those friendships. So yeah, so I suppose that's one of the things I would like to happen more. But there you go. Anyway, McCall's 7277 accessories, fashion accessories. There you go. That is a brilliant pattern. I really do like that one. And the last pattern I've got is a birder pattern, and it's the 5943. Now it's a dress, and it's sort of made to look a bit like, I suppose, a wrap, even though it's not actually a wrap dress. It's like a fake wrap, but it looks like quite a nice, simple, easy to say bird easy on it. And this pattern it's the US size 8 to 22, and I know that it's all in there. It's not two sets of patterns. So yeah, that looks like quite a nice sort of, it's just basically a skirt, but sort of a bit like a circle skirt, but not quite, doesn't have as much fill to it, with a sort of fake wrap over top with varying lengths of sleeves, and that's pretty much it. Varying lengths of skirt as well, and that's all there is to it really. I mean, the models on the picture seem to show that quite well, and I suppose you can make out quite a few different things. I'm trying to look to see what it says here. Twill, panna velvet, crepe fabrics, viscose rayon. I don't know. So, I mean, it's obviously designed for quite a few different styles of different types of materials. So it'll give you a different look to the style, I suppose. So yeah, that looks quite a nice one. Now, this one wasn't thrifted, but it was on offer at the time. So it was sort of half price or less. So I think, even though this might sound quite expensive, I think it was about something like $4.95 or something, which, yeah, is expensive, but at the same time, it's not full price. So, whereas all the other ones were £1, they only cost me £1. So that was all just £1 per pattern. So that was 4 patterns for £4. So there we go. But I say that one wasn't. So, but it does look like it's going to be quite simple to make. I've done something similar to this before, got patterns that are similar to this, but this one hopefully is much more simpler in design for me to actually be able to make. So yeah, that's the Birder 5943. So carrying on with my channel, I suppose the thing is now is where do I want it to be? Where will I be in the future? And I don't know. I suppose in a year's time, hopefully I would be, I don't know, let's say in the same situation as I am now, you know, with the channel, that I'm being able to regularly make a video sort of once a week, you know, with a pattern video every so often to sort of change up from the sort of Friday Sews videos that I make. And hopefully the viewers will, and the people watching will continue to subscribe. So, you know, because help the channel to grow, because obviously, you know, I do need people to watch and subscribe, because that's how the YouTube system and algorithm works. I just hope that the content that people watch is something that they're enjoying, and that as I progress, maybe as I get better and do more, I don't know, skilled or intricate sort of patterns, or something that requires more skill and more ability, that will be something that people will enjoy watching. I don't know if I will do videos that are sort of like, this is how I do it, this is a sort of make things, sort of not instructional, because I think instructional is not something that I'd be very good at doing, but maybe just showing what I am doing and what my sort of, hopefully my skill set will be in maybe a year's time. And like I say, hopefully the channel will keep growing, then you folks out there watching will be find it interesting for me to show you what I'm making and what I'm interested in making, and what I'm also doing, because I also do not just the makes, I also thrift quite a bit of stuff and try to upcycle things, because that's always another way of keeping the costs down, because that's another thing with doing a channel, is obviously the cost, you know, that it's not the cheapest thing, or can get quite expensive if you allow it to be expensive, that is. So yeah, so I'm always trying to be careful about the cost of everything, so that's why I go thrifting for patterns. So there you go. But that's the Birder 5943 pattern. A nice collection of patterns there. So there you go, there's some patterns that I've thrifted, and obviously one that I bought, you know. Now these patterns, these first three, the Simplicity, McCall's and the other Simplicity, these first three that I showed, now they're actually still current patterns, you know, they're still current ones. You can still buy these. Obviously the same with the one that I did buy, the Birder one. The only one that I could say is a true vintage one, as it were, is the Fashion Accessories one, which says from 1994, which I think was a great find. So yeah, you know, I've got effectively 5 patterns there, all for less than a tenner, which I think is really good. So I don't know when I'll get around to having a go at them. Don't know, at some point I might have a look and be able to do something with some of these, and I'm sure I will at some point, you know, have a go there with them. So there you go, that was really my week, and you know, a little chat about my channel and how I hope things will go, and how I feel about it. So there you go. You know, YouTube is a part of my life, so that's you know, how things are, and I really hope that it will continue, and that you folks will enjoy what you're watching, and continue to subscribe to my channel. So there we go. So if you do like this video today, please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe, that way you get notifications of when my videos come out. Comments, I do love reading your comments. It's always nice to know what you're thinking, and also if you want to chat with each other, then certainly do, because that's always nice to see what you're also up to. So there you go. So I think it's just left for me to say thank you very much for watching my video, and I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye.
Papillon.